Hi everyone, it's Dr. H, your friendly working guide at the Air Command and Staff College, and I'm here to talk to you about the Jiptl in this video, the Joint Integrated Target and Prioritized Target List. This is the J3's help. Keeping this up is a big part of the J3's job. This will help both the J3 and other people figure out how to strike things, how to use their strike assets, what it is we're blowing up, and keep everybody on the same page about strike and where we're going with these things. Now, there are several categories of information to keep, so we're going to talk about each one in turn. First thing to know is the priority. Remember, it's an integrated prioritized target list. So, what's the priority? And we're going to rack and stack every target we want to hit. We only have 8 targets here. You're going to have a lot more as the Jiptl goes on. And you're going to be adjusting where everything sits as stuff either gets blown up or priorities move according to the JFC. But this is the order in which we want things, in which we want to target things. Remember, you're going to be writing it, you're going to be putting it together, the JFC approves it. So these ultimately are the JFC's priorities. The next is, what kind of target is it? What is the thing we're trying to blow up? Remember, certain assets can only strike certain things. You can't strike a ship with things that can't blow up ships, right? So knowing some things are better at targeting certain things than others, knowing that's part of your job as a J3, but everybody should have a pretty good handle on that sort of thing. And so what kind of target it is going to be listed in this column: bridges, air bases, specific units. Those will be listed under target. Then the question is, where is it? Some things we know where they are because they don't move. Bridges don't walk, which is great for us and probably useful for the bridge. Neither do air bases, but everything else might move. So we have to keep track of where it is. So some of those things are going to be in zones. Some of those things are going to be in holding boxes. Some of those things are going to be in specific hexes. So we're going to keep track of where all of those things are through the Jiptl. As things change, right, as the COP gets updated, as things move, it's going to be updated to the Jiptl. Right, you want the latest information in the Jiptl so that you can go out and tell people or execute strikes or tell other people to execute strikes based on its current location. Now, the next question is status. Right now, turn 1, nothing's happened, so everything has no damage, but it may have no damage. It may be a strike 1, it may be a strike 2. These are all things that you want to keep track of here. Some things we're going to keep on the Jiptl that may be destroyed simply because they may regenerate, and we want to be able to adjust them and keep the same priorities. That's fine too. That's really up to you as the J3 to decide how you're going to keep track of that, or the JFC may tell you how they want that kept track of. But again, we want to tell everybody what the current status is in terms of damage that each target has. The next question is, has it been detected? Now, mind you, we haven't started playing yet, so there are going to be a lot of things that aren't detected. Like I said, bridges and air bases don't move. We know where they are, so those are, in fact, detected. This is important to you as the J3 because you're going to have to figure out what's detected, what's not detected, and decide how you're going to go out and detect it if it needs to be found so that people can blow it up. Remember, you can't strike an undetected target. Targeted is another question. So remember, detected means I can strike it. Targeted means I have assets that will help me strike it. So if a target's really important to the JFC, or if a target is really important to some other commander, you as the J3 may decide to target it, to give it a negative modifier, which is good, remember, to being struck. So what am I targeting it, and what am I targeting with? So we'll see, for example, this bridge is being targeted by drones. Right, I've got a drone mission. It's going to do the targeting for the bridge to help support any strikes against the bridge. We're going to send out a soft force to go find and target the supply depot. It's really important that it gets blown up. Okay. Reconnaissance asset. I have reconnaissance assets. I'm the J3. How do I anticipate finding these things if they're not currently detected? So there are things that I'm going to have to go out and find that we don't know where they are, right? We know where the air bases are. Great. We don't have to detect them, right? Other things we do have to detect. So, for example, that sand battery, I've got more drones. They're going to go out and they're going to detect it. I've got soft missions. They're going to go out and detect it. I've got detection points. They're going to go out and detect things. So I know what what assets I have, and I match them against targets that are of high priority that haven't been detected yet. And then finally, we have the strike asset. So what's going to do the actual strike? Some of these things I have, ballistic missiles. That's my job. So I'm going to send some ballistic missiles against people. I've also, I have soft missions, so we're going to conduct raids, right? To support in order to destroy things. And then we're also going to talk to other people. So for example, right, that supply depot is going to be hit by Su-22s. If you've seen the other videos on ConOps and DSMs, we talked about this strike. This strike's noted here on the Jiptl, right? The Su-22 times 2 is going to strike that supply depot. So I know what is going everywhere. Some of these assets I control, some of these assets I don't control, but they're going to come in. I need to write it all down so that everybody knows, hey, that's actually being struck by someone else. Maybe I should strike something different, right? So I may come in halfway through the turn and say, I've got strike assets. There's a strike phase coming up. And I've got strike assets that I don't actually plan on using, right? My decision support matrices tell me to give them to you. So I'm going to come here to the Jiptl, and we're going to talk about what I'm going to blow up, right? I'm going to look at highest priority targets that have been detected, that aren't damaged or aren't destroyed, that I can actually hit with my assets, that are actually in range. I'm going to find a good match here on the Jiptl. That's why it's important to keep track of things. Like you'll notice, there are some things on here that aren't actually have any assets plotted against them. That's okay, because other people may fill in that gap as the turn goes on. And that's why you want this list to be pretty long, so that people know, hey, I've got this thing. I can only attack I can only attack something in this area. What's the highest priority detected target that I can actually blow up there? That's an important question. And then finally, we have a column for remarks. If you have something to remark here. This is a good place for it. So this is the Jiptl. Remember, this is the J3's main tool. This is the main product that J3 is responsible for. And this is to keep track of everything that you want targeted so that your fires are coordinated across the area of operations. That's the big thing we're trying to do here. So anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. And I will see you in the next one.